Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to meet you all, even though virtually. I'm Daniel. I'm going to be your instructor for this semester on elementary business and economics statistics, ECON 225. I hope you have fun and enjoy. For today's class, I'm going to give you that recorded lecture just because this first lecture is mostly a housekeeping class where I want to show you the syllabus, a little bit of the campus, and other important information for the class. So I wanted this class to be recorded and available for you all along the semester. Okay. I think first thing that I want to invite you to search on our campus is basically the syllabus. The syllabus is the most important piece on the course, and you're going to have there many information and instructions about how to proceed along the course. Here's all the information in the beginning of the syllabus. You can see all the information regarding me and my office hours, and also my Zoom link for the office hours in case needed. We have classes 2 days in the week, on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Okay. And the class is going to last for 1 hour and 15 minutes. And it's going to be on room 103 on Ogle Hall building. My office hours, although are held at the Reynolds Hall building, my room is the number 4210. And if you need, I also have the Zoom link available. I'm gonna leave this Zoom link open for the whole course and for the whole of time of the office hours during the our semester. And if you need some appointment with me, is gonna be this exactly same Zoom link that you're gonna use to contact. Okay. Um, this is my email. If in case you need it, please don't um, reach me out as soon as you need for anything else regarding to the course content or whatever other situation that's outside of your control that I can help you manage. Okay. Okay, let's go to the course description pretty quickly. So I'm not gonna read it for you, but basically this course is an introductory course of stats that must be applied on the business and econ, um, your business or econ major trajectories along the your journey in the academia. Uh, that doesn't mean that the applications are restricted to business and economics. I mean, most of the examples that we're going to have are business and economics related. However, uh, the applications of what we're going to learn in this course is much more broadly and can be applied in any setting, basically in your life. Stats are and information in general is a predominant uh, constant in our lives. And when you see information in press, when you talk with someone, when you write reports, when you even have small informal conversations, you often use like, "Oh, this is how much the GDP grow," um, or "This is the size of the average size of my kids," or "This is the average weight that I lost for the past summer." This type of information is part of a compilation or a result of a process of generating statistics, of generating data and dealing with data. And is that basically what we're going to learn throughout the course? Okay. Some prerequisites for this class are basically some introductory math courses. And if you don't have any of those in your curriculum, please contact me because we're going to need to do some math. I promise you, I'm going to try my best to make the math uh, goes along as part of the process and not create any barriers with that. But for those students that don't have that prerequisite done, I would like to understand the requirements and how can I help to make your life in general easy. So please also feel free to reach out in case of you have some such solicitations that would um, improve the welfare of everyone in the class. Okay. One good news for this class is that you don't need to buy any books. Our material is essentially free and it's available on campus. I'm going to show you in just a minute. The ebook is a PDF. You can just download it and use it. Um, I'm going to provide all the chapters that you need to read for the class. I highly recommend you come to the class with the readings done because that's going to improve your capacity to ask questions and also to understand better what I'm explaining in class. Because we just have 1 hour and 15 minutes, and probably I'm going to touch in the essential content related to the chapter. So some minor details might be um, left to questions or to side conversations that we might have or will be in my notes or slides. Okay. So it's essential for you to read the chapters. About the book is very interesting and is easy to read, so it's not a very boring uh, reading. I think you're gonna enjoy pretty much. I will provide all the chapters slides. Those slides will constitute basically my notes for the lectures, plus sometimes will contain some information about announcements and small details of housekeeping along the course as well. And you can use all those slides plus the readings to study from the quizzes, and the homeworks and also the exams that I'm going to show you that are part of the assessments of this course. Okay. Here the learning objectives are described, so please read this carefully. And I don't want you to just read it. I want you to assimilate it and understand that is what is expected to you to make progress and understand by the end of the course. If you, in some moment, feel that you are not achieving any one of those goals, please contact me. Okay. I think then we need to adjust the boat to make sure and guarantee that you have all those skills by the end of the course. Okay. Moving forward. So grade, I think, is the most important thing that you ask and you are interested on. So basically, this course is constituted by uh, 12 homeworks, basically one homework for each main chapter that we're going to explore throughout the course. Uh, for each homework, you can do some attempts, and they will total 25% of your grade. We're going to have 3 quizzes. They total 15% of your grade, and you have 2 attempts and it's a time test. Uh, I'm going to show you about dates in about a second. We're going to have 2 midterms review assignments. Basically, those assignments are preparation for you to do your midterms. And as I already announced, we're going to have 2 midterms. Okay. This is single attempt and time test. This is single attempt and time test. This is going to add you up some credits while you are studying for the real exam. And then this is going to be weighted as 20% of your grade, each one of the midterm. This class has a final project instead of an exam. I'm going to give you a better information about this final project as we go along, and also um, show you some tools all along my classes during the semester that will prepare you to do this final project. Okay. Um, so we're going to do a review. I mean, my evaluation of your final project is going to be, you're going to deliver me something. I'm going to review it and I'm going to grade it. And that's going to be a plus of 5% of your grade. And the final delivery of your project is going to be 30% of your grade. Okay? And all the submissions, all this is very important. All the submissions will be done on a campus. Okay? Oh, professor, I have no way to deliver on a campus. I'm sending you an email um, to guarantee that I'm delivering on the date. I I'm fine with that if that's a real problem, but that also means that you left for the last minute to deliver um, the material. So please be careful with that. Use that uh, with caution, and also uh, in the next second that you get access to a campus to submit, please submit there because I'm just gonna grade if the information is if the deliverable is on a campus. Otherwise, I will not. Don't think that is because you sent me an email just to guarantee that you are having problems that I'm gonna grade your exam or your final project, for example, by email. I won't. Okay. This is a very important question, and please make sure that you follow this through. Here's the calculation of the grade letters. So one very important information is that all the grades that you're gonna see on eCampus um, is basically your absolute grade. So I'm not including percentages. I'm including the points that you gain for delivering the content that the assessment that's required to deliver. And your final grade letter is going to be attributed to you given your raw performance. So we are not curving grades, we are not rounding grades or anything like that. What you get is what you have by the end of the cumulative um, deliveries that you did throughout the course. Okay. Okay. So basically, how the course is gonna pace um, through the semester is basically you're gonna have two classes in a week. You're gonna have a homework by the end of the week. Regularly, the homeworks will be due Sundays at 11:59 and p.m. And the content of this homework is exactly the content that we discussed in class during the week in class. Okay. Um, so basically, be aware of that. As I said, we have 12 homeworks. All of them, you just need to open up the homework on eCampus and just go through it. The homeworks will require you to do some calculations. Uh, Sometimes it's a true or false question or a multiple choice question. So we have a variety of types of assessments in the questions. Okay. Uh, if you feel you have a lot of difficulties to solve the homework and for some reason it's close to the due date and you are not ready to go through and finish the homework, please send me an email. Okay? Send me an email or please use the office hours, schedule a time and try to clear out all the questions that you have about the content or even about the homework if you are not understanding some question or something like that. If you run through a question that's like weird, you cannot precisely define what you should do, email me. I have a pretty quick turnaround, especially during weekdays. Weekends I use to respond, especially when we have exams and things like that. Otherwise, I'm gonna answer in the first weekday, which is Monday, so you should be fine by that. Okay. What I'm trying to say is that take action. Don't leave it to the last minute and let it go because if you do that, I'm gonna consider that you had enough time to contact me and you don't, so you make the choice to move this way. Um, so this is an important tip. So all end of chapters in the book, they have some questions. Okay, those questions are a great way to help you to understand what you are already read in the chapter. This is a very good way to reinforce your knowledge. So please take some leadership on that and do by yourself the questions there. And if you have any question about those questions, again, come to me. That's a good sign that how you're going to perform in the homework, for example, and that's going to affect your grade. And I I assuming that you want to maximize the chances of getting points and maximize your grade as a consequence. So we're gonna have three quizzes. The three quizzes they are sort of you can think about it as a small uh, exam, but uh, the difference is just that they are more to guarantee that you have all the main concepts to do the actual exam, the midterm exam. Okay. I will give you more detail about that uh, during class, and I'm gonna show you something on eCampus where they are located and things like that. We have midterm exams, again, two midterm exams. They will be held online. In the exams date, we don't have classes. You can do the exam wherever you are. If you prefer, the testing center is also available to you. Okay. So one thing that's very important for the exam is that you need to have the lockdown browser installed in your computer. So please, now that's one of the things in my checklist for housing keeping uh, for this week is that make sure you have the lockdown browser installed and everything operating well. If you don't have, please go through the IT, make sure they help you out and you have everything set up for the semester. I'm gonna use that. And I'm not gonna accept one coming to the exam and saying that wasn't able to access the exam because you didn't have the lockdown. Okay? That's gonna be motivation for zero out your exam or something like this. Um, Here's some information about the final project. So the final project is going to be basically you're going to have a data set and you're going to do some analysis with it using Excel. So that's also important because this is part of the checklist that I have for you to do as well, which is basically I want you to have Excel all set up for to use in your computer for the semester. You need to do a quick task of installing full data package on Excel, and I'm letting you a video about how to do it. I'm gonna show you right here as well. Okay. Um, I'm gonna give you more information about the exam as we progress in the basically class participation and pop-up quizzes. Pop-up quizzes are quizzes that I'm going to present during class. They can grant you some extra credit grades that will sum up to 5% of your grade by the end of the course. Okay? Um, During the class, also be prepared for uh, I'm, in order to make the class more fun and enjoyable as well, I'm going to bring some experiments and things and games and things that we can do together and try to apply the theoretical concepts that we are seeing during the lecture. So please be available to participate on those requests and have some fun in class. So for us instructors is a strong effort to make the class more fun and attractive for you guys, but this also require another side of participating. And it's important for us to measure your understanding and the practicality aspect of doing things during class as well. Okay. Um, Here I wrote a piece of advice about how to succeed in this course. Please read it carefully and um, be mindful about it. I think that that's the most important thing. If you need to meet with me, please just engage with the email and the Zoom link that I already told you. Here are the statements and other things that you can read it through. I'm going to show you just how the course is going to be structured because I think that's the main information uh, that we need to go through before I show you some things on ECON. So basically, the course is going to be structured in four modules. The first module is going to be descriptive statistics and some introductions to Microsoft Excel. We're going to have two chapters in this module, and probably this is going to be the soft model that we have in the whole course. Module two is going to be probability and probability distribution. This is a very heavy module, have four chapters, and those chapters are really important for what is coming up. In general, I would say this is the chapter that we're going to do a little bit more heavy math, and it's going to require a little bit of skills in math. If you are not so familiar, ask questions during class. If you're that's not enough to clarify your questions, come to office hours. If that's not enough, schedule times with me, send me emails. I'm gonna try everything that I can to clarify everything as much as possible. Okay. Um, so four chapters. Module three, we have statistical inference, and this is probably the core module of our course, and then I would say the heaviest one, where we have the most important theorems and aspects of analytical inference that we're gonna go through during the course. And finally, we have the module of linear regression. Okay, the core of the module 3 is chapters 7, 8, 9, and 10. If we have time, we're going to go through chapters 11 and 12. If not, uh, I'm going to highlight these in some notes or material, but that's not going to be our main attention. It's not going to be distributed through these two chapters if we don't have that time. So that depends on the pacing of the class, how you guys are gonna get through the content and things like that. So just so you know. And chapter 13 is the linear regression. So all your final project is gonna depend on this chapter mainly. Obviously, you're gonna need to use some content from module 2 and 3, but basically the main thing that I want you to do is linear regression analysis and correlational analysis of some. Okay. Uh, Everything that has a star here is marked with a star because this has high chances to be part of the exam. So those are the topics that you don't need to ask me again about that. What's gonna be uh, in the exam? So probably those topics. Okay? The probability is really high. I have already designed one of the midterm exams, and I'm finishing the second one. By the time that the exam is to be realized, I probably may do some changes, but uh, it's already there. And so this information here is crucial for you to determine whether or not to study more and understand for sure the topics right highlighted here. Here we have an attempt of schedule. This might change, so please be tuned. If I make changes on this schedule, probably I'm gonna announce that in class, and also I'm gonna let you know what has changed since the last time that we talked. Okay, so we have already here some days. If you have some problem with some of those days, please contact me already as well. Then we can work around it. Um, I think that's it. So midterm one is scheduled. So you're gonna have this sequence. We're gonna get through chapter 4 or 5, and then you're gonna have the first quiz. Then we're gonna go through chapter. Actually, here we're going to go through into chapter 4. Then we're going to go through chapter 4, the rest of chapter 4 and chapter 5. Then you have the midterm. The midterm is going to be chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you're going to go through chapter 6 through 9. Then you're going to have a quiz about when we are in the middle or ending the chapter 9. Then you're going to have chapter 10. And after that, you're going to have midterm 2. So midterm 2 will encompasses chapter 6 to 10. Okay. And then we have the third quiz, and while we are learning chapter 13. And after that, you have the delivery of the final project, which is due December 17th, if everything goes in that schedule that's here. That's probably the last possible day. So probably it's going to be exactly this day. Okay. So you have time, and each class I'm going to present sort of small tips and things that you can do in Excel, um, that probably will accumulate through by the end of the semester in a point that you have enough knowledge to just sort of replicate what we have done in class. So probably the last few minutes of class, I'm going to expand showing you how to use Excel from the basics through the analysis that I want you to carry on the final project. Okay. Um, I think I gave you all the information just to show you very quickly. This is the book that we're going to use. Okay. And you can navigate on it just using Adobe or whatever other PDF um, sort of software. Uh, you can also easily navigate with hyperlinks, so you can click in the chapter 1 and go to the chapter 1 and so on and so forth. Um, and the topics are pretty much structured in the same way that the syllabus is, so it's going to be very easy for you to relate to one another and see what content is next based on the schedule that I just showed you. Okay. Um, Pretty quick now, I want to show you the eCampus. So I hope you are seeing my screen and I'm not screwing up all the recording that I'm doing. Um, so this is the campus. One thing I'm gonna ask you, uh, please be careful with that. We just changed from eCampus Ultra, and although that's not much differences, that there are some differences, and maybe the case that I'm seeing something that should be available and you are not seeing that. If that's the case, for example, if I announce that please do homework 2 and the homework 2 for some reason is not available to, please send me email immediately, because that might be some configuration that I didn't know that exists and now exists, and I didn't make it properly to make it available to you. Okay. I have been careful in like looking everything, for example, the way that you are seeing the my screen now is exactly the same student preview that you have from my course. So it's your perspective of my course. So it should be, I have been careful in translate to this preview and check each one of the links and stuff like that to guarantee that everything is available to you at this point. Not all the content of the course is available to you right away. So I'm gonna be making things available along the course, uh, which also is a way to focus your attention in the things that we are learning right now, not in the things that are coming until the time that we get in the things that are coming uh, to be studied. Okay. So uh, I've tried to make the statics of the course nice and with nice figures to you, and very intuitive in the sense that you start with a module that's a learning module that's start here, so you should start there, and that's going to force you to actually follow some sequence. Um, what you have here is a little bit of a welcome page, and this welcome page is going to lead to you to a presentation of the course, a little bit of my profile, if you want to know a little bit more about me, and an introduction video of eCampus Ultra. The information that I told you that about the lockdown browser and how to install it is here right away. Uh, and some other information might be available here. For example, the recording of this class is going to be available right here for you to just see it as much as you need or see it again and maybe clarify questions about the course. Okay. All the learning modules, they have this description, which I've tried to make it very sharp and clear about what is inside of this learning module. For example, the titles are also very clear. So this module brings you the textbook and the syllabus. So to download the textbook and the syllabus, you could um, just click here and that's going to show up one of them. Okay. And right here you have a syllabus quiz, which is basically is gonna count towards your grade, some extra credit grade, but it's basically to make sure you have read the syllabus and you understand it, all the information. Okay. Um, Here we have all the resources and policies that you can click and basically go to the WVU website and that you're gonna find more information. You have the campus tutorial here from our ITS department. And if you have any help with IT questions, you can also look at here. Basically, for example, one type of frequently question or problem is with the installation of the lockdown browser, especially if you have a Mac computer. So they will help you to solve that if you don't have the lockdown installed yet. I'm just making that assumption. You have here all the policy statements about etiquette and stuff like that related to integrity. That's important to read and understand as well. Um, and here you have more eCampus resources. For example, a great resource that you have available is our library, and the library also has many useful resources for help you to study, um, books available, database available, all sorts of resources. Also, another thing that's important, they have some press available to if you want to sign up through the university. Um, Also, we have one thing that I would like to highlight here that I think is inside of this folder as well is uh, the Career Development Center. So that's a place that you can also find some career-wise type of help, which is an interesting resource from our department. Okay, if you want to know more about that, please let me know, or I can maybe at some point leave some information available. Um, So as you already understand, those arrows are the places that you sort of open the learning module. This is the most important learning module that we're gonna have in our courses, basically where all the content and assignments are located. The first thing that you have here is a podcast playlist. So I created a podcast playlist with for our class that's shared uh, type of content that I want to build up with you guys. This is on Spotify, and basically the podcast episodes that I have selected, they are a way to help you to listen someone else talking about the same content that I'm talking about and to expose you to different ways to view the same content and maybe improve your capacity to a more comprehensive understanding of the content that we're going to have. It's basically the same type of content that I'm going to deliver in class, but taught for another professionals. Um, and if you find out something that's really interesting in a podcast about stats or other curious information that you want to share, please, you can just add to our playlist and everyone is going to be able to access it. So please sign up to it. I think it's a very nice resource. I put some time including some to creating this content for you guys. So I think it's going to be interesting information, additional information. All the modules on our courses we're going to show up under this learning module. So module one is going to be basically a folder. When you open up it, you're going to have the first thing is a description of the module. Uh, what um, what are the uh, content that we have available here, and that I'm going to open up because I think this is important information just so you to know. So basically, you're going to have all the contents, a list of to-do information for the module. Okay. So what should you do in the module, and also the chapters in the book that you should read for it. Took a little bit long to open it. So you have a quick description of the model, as you can see here, the learning outcome that this model is aiming to achieve, the chapters that you need to read and the pages, and the to-do list of things that will pop up as an assessment of the module for you. Okay, you can use this style of navigation, for example, by clicking here. You can go to the next content as well. It's another way to navigate in the course. Inside of each subfolders inside of the folder in the module one, you're going to find out the slides from the chapter. Okay. And what could happen as well is that you're going to have an extra folder here that's going to highlight extra materials. What the extra materials are, they are additional content that I'm trying to expose you the same information that you already read in the textbook chapter, you already saw in the lecture, uh, but it's another angle that could help your enhance your understanding. Okay, um, so this is the most important, is the core module on our course. What's going to happen when all the other modules are available, there will be folders inside of this module as well. Okay, other important information. One thing that's not visible yet, but is going to be visible here is a subfolder with the homeworks and assignments. You're going to be able to just click and start the homework from here, same as the exam, but it's not visible yet. I'm going to make it available when we get close to it next week. Okay. Regularly, I'm going to make these available on Mondays or Sundays, and then you have the whole week to navigate through it. Here in the extra credit module, we're going to basically have, if we have other information using that will grant you extra credit or an assessment of extra credits, it's going to be available here. Right now it's empty. And when I put some information available here that can give you extra credits, I'm gonna let you know right away and the due dates for it along the course. Okay. This module is another important module because all the exams and assignments are also linked, are also accessible through this learning module. So for example, if I'm here in the module one, but I don't know, for some reason I can't find the homework one, so you just come here and probably that's gonna be listed here already, okay? If not, you are in trouble, then contact me, okay? Something went wrong and the system doesn't make it available to you, so please contact. Here you have all the information of my office hours and tutoring. So I'm going to offer 2 days of office hours. They are the same days of classes. And the office hour is going to be right after the class in my room or through the Zoom link from 2. Um, Let me open it to show you here. So yeah, here you can access. So from Thursdays and Tuesdays from 2:45 to 4:15. I'm gonna hold the office hours. This is the Zoom link. It's the same Zoom link that I have in my syllabus, and this is my email. Here is a little bit about how I'm gonna respond emails and things like that. And here again is my room. Is the same room that's on the syllabus, the beginning of the syllabus. Okay, last one, not least. This last module here is basically where you can find some answers and questions about the whole course. They are general questions, but as long as we have questions during the semester that can be useful to everyone, I'm gonna post them here. Okay. One thing that's not here, um, and I'm gonna make available is an additional module where you can actually ask questions, and those questions, the nature of those questions are general questions that you also think will be useful for everyone. Could be about the content, could be something about the course in general. uh, it's going to be a live forum. Basically you post the question there, I'm going to answer it, and that's going to be available here for everyone through the semester. One important thing that I just want to highlight, and then we're going to move forward very quickly to the Excel file, and I think we are about to be done, is uh, here in the exams and assignments, also that's going to show up in the content, the assessments, for example, the homework folder that I told you. Um, you're going to see one difference when you see the exam. I'm going to reiterate that information when we get through or close to the exam. But basically, what I mean by that, you're going to have two different uh, exam, midterm exam access types here. So the first one is basically for those are using doing the exam, like let's say at home, using the lockdown browser. The second option is just for those that are doing the exam on the testing center. Okay? Doing the exam on the testing center doesn't require you to have the video monitor, but during the exam at your home require that. So because of that, I need to distinguish one to another. Uh, you cannot use the um, the version that you should be done in the testing center to do the exam at home. If you do that, I'm gonna zero out your exam immediately, and you're gonna miss all that grade. Okay, so that's very important information. Be very careful about which one you are picking. And to do in the testing center, they will require you a password and information that just people in the testing center will have. Okay. Okay. About to be done. A quick thing that I want to show you. So if you are not familiar, this is Excel. Excel is basically a gigantic spreadsheet that comes through the Office package in general. If you don't have the Office package, probably you'll be able to access Excel through the Office 365 package through the university. So look at the ITS information, they will have that information somewhere. Or go to the ITS offices that we have inside of the department building. In the 44, and I think in the 54 we have one as well, so they might help. If not, I'm gonna bring that information to class next week, so don't panic about that. Okay. So you should have that installed. You don't need to install anything. If you don't, please just access through your account, university account, and have access to the Microsoft 365, and that's gonna give you access to Excel. Basically, what I want you to do is when you make sure that when you go to data, you probably won't have a tool pack here. from data analysis, what you need to do is basically go to File, scroll a little bit, let me move this. You're gonna find these options. Okay. Then you go to Add-ins. After go to Add-ins, you're gonna select click on Go. Don't click OK. Click Go. And once you click Go, you're gonna mark this option, Analysis Toolpath, and click OK. In the old versions of Excel, this might require you to close up and open it again. But as you can see, this option pop up here. And this is the option of the data analysis that we're going to proceed throughout the semester. Okay. As I already told you, I'm going to use some few minutes in the end of the class, every class, to show you some tricks and tips from preparation for your final project using Excel. Okay. Um, I think that's everything that I have for today. If you have any questions, please contact me, send me an email or anything like that. I want you to feel very welcome to class, and I'm very excited to start teaching you all. Um, One final quick reminder that I want you to pursue for this week is just a reminder of the to-do list that you need to do. First, you have access to the book and to the syllabus. So please read the syllabus and start reading at least the chapters 1 and 2 from the book. The second thing is make sure you have Excel available on your computer uh, and do the syllabus quiz. Okay. Uh, After that, if you have Excel installed on your computer, make sure you have the data analysis package. Okay. Once you have that installed, uh, then I think you are done. And next class, then I'm gonna start right away teaching you concepts about chapter 1 in our book. I would say chapter 1 and chapter 2, they are pretty easy and fast and are more conceptual chapters. So we're gonna glance through pretty fast through them. And then homework and all other information is going to be available to you as we go to classes. Okay. And if you have any other questions, please. Okay, that's all. I'm gonna let you with this recording. I hope to see you all in class next week. Remember, the information about where the classes are on the first page of the syllabus. Please make sure you are on time and in the right classroom to guarantee that we can start class. Okay. I think that's all. Have a nice one and hope to see you next week.